Hello?
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. You must be wondering why it looks like I'm trapped inside of a Bob Ross painting right now. I mean, isn't it beautiful? The earth that God created for us? I'll tell you what. Take a walk with me, and I'll explain to you the benefits of keeping our earth alive. Millenniums ago, the ancient Greeks and Romans would trek miles out of town to be able to dump their garbage. As time went on, humans started generating more waste. In turn, we were beginning to start more beef with Mother Nature. She started to get real mad. For example, the bubonic plague, which took place during the 14th century, occurred in part because of our waste. The rats that carried the flea, which carried the plague, were of course attracted to the cities that generated the most garbage. Thankfully, after years of sickness caused by our toxic trash, the age of sanitation began in 1842. During the Industrial Revolution, water treatment plants were beginning to be introduced, and people were finding better ways to take care of their waste rather than throwing it out a window, which was commonly done basically up until the 17th century. New York City also had an interesting way of making their garbage disappear by throwing it into the ocean up until the 1900s. Our saving grace was the landfill. Landfills are great and all, but unfortunately they aren't a viable solution and won't last us into the future. They produce greenhouse gases and infiltrate groundwater to the point where the land in which they're on is unusable for thousands of years.
It's terrible. It's a disgrace. And we need to do something about it.
The biggest factor that prohibits solving climate change is most likely systematic. Our companies, governments, and societies are so set in our ways that it would be extremely difficult for the entire world to just up and turn green. Food service corporations, large events, among many other large industries, are relied on by people for the comfort and ease of disposability. Making a change so drastic will most definitely take time and effort. However, the little things do matter. Grocery stores have begun selling their own reusable bags instead of the paper ones. Some coffee shops have halted the use of straws in order to save the sea life. A large argument against waste management is the cost of it. Oftentimes, the greener solution costs more money, space, and time. Some scientists have proposed sending it to outer space. However, the amount of money that would require would be out of this world. You may be asking now, well, what current solutions do we have? Tracking waste, donating to environment conservation groups, and setting personal goals are all things we can do personally to help the environment crisis. Although it is cliché, it is important to reduce, reuse, and recycle. If I were to tell you that the Vatican and USCCB has spoken out about this issue, how would you react? Well, I'll tell you, this is how God feels. Personally, I think it's quite splendid they're speaking out about this. You see, the social justice issue of waste management and environment protection goes hand in hand with the Catholic social teaching cared for God's creation, just like I said at the beginning. Now I will explain to you the importance of this in the eyes of the Catholic Church. USCCB says this about the issue. The poor and vulnerable often do not have the economic and technological resources to either adapt or ward off the expected impacts of climate change. In St. John Paul II's first encyclical, he warned that human beings frequently seem to see no other meaning in their natural environment than what serves for immediate use and consumption. Similarly, Pope Francis's encyclical Laudato Si has some important insights as well. Our failure to take action on this issue relates heavily with the deadly sin of sloth. If Jesus were here today, he would most likely be appalled with our laziness. He would order that people start protecting God's creation more and stop treating it like the way we are. In conclusion, The Catholic social teaching, Care for God's Creation, helps people understand the importance of working towards sustainability and the health of our planet.